Alright, Hiya Toys. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't really care too much on your game. Now, yeah, there have been some figures that of yours that have intrigued me. However, I think I speak for not just myself, but for everyone else and kaiju shit posting specifically. When I say you have my full attention. Now let's cut to the chase. Where is Final Wars Godzilla? Yeah. We're good. Eric Zilla here with yet another My Thoughts video. San Diego Comic-Con is currently going on right now as of recording this video, and a lot of things have been revealed in the Godzilla booth. Not just from Hiya Toys, but also from SH Monsters, which I also want to touch upon. A lot of people have had mixed reactions to this. Some people literally sad and upset over the fact that they can't sell their 3D printed versions of certain monsters, and other people that used to jizz all over their figures with hot glue, throwing their copies of certain monsters to the walls. But I think for the most part, from what we have seen so far, ladies and gentlemen, I think we all are going to be eating good, honestly. Hiya Toys is certainly giving us a lot of stuff right now, and because of that, we're going to take a quick look at what SH Monsters has cooking right now, because, you know, they only have one thing that's really cooking, so we're just going to take a quick look at that. Now, okay, let me be a bit more specific. When I say SH Monsters is cooking something, what I mean by that is that they've cooked something that was a few decades old and, you know, decided, this still might taste good, and decided to microwave it and then, you know, pretend that they cooked something when in reality they didn't really do that. And that is the case for the new repainted Destroyer figure. The full name in question of this figure, the Destroyer Perfect Form Tokyo Waterfront Subcenter Showdown version. Wow, what a mouthful. Why all of that? I don't know, man. SH Monsters is just trying to make any excuse to just... I don't know why they do this. They could have easily just called it version 3 or something. How many versions of Destroyer have they made? Have they released so far? Like, I don't know, man. Is this the third? I don't know. Maybe while I'm editing this video, I'll probably put it up on the screen how many times it's been re-released. But hey, we're getting a version whatever of Destroyer, and it's the SH Monsters version, which I personally think is the best molded figure in terms of like articulated figures. Yeah, obviously there are some people out there that for some reason are not keen on the old mold, which according to Super Mario Zilla here, he was right. It is the old mold. Fuck. Cry in a corner, bro. Because you know what? This figure is better than the Super 7. It's better than the Bandai freaking 6-inch figures. And I mean this when it comes to all those other people that don't like this mold. Cry about it. Holy crap. This is like the best molded Destroyer figure we have. I really don't see an issue with it. I really don't get it. But anyway, though, seeing some of the images here of Destroyer, it seems like it's gonna have a lot of things with it. Some effect parts, some beam effects, and just overall looking as badass as usual. And of course, here he is next to the 50th anniversary of Burning Godzilla. I believe that's what it's called. Yeah, it just looks really cool, and I'm honestly very much excited for this figure. The figure itself is going for around 24,200 yen, which is roughly around $164.73 in US dollars. Which is honestly very cool, because like I like this. I like this pricing, and with what it comes with, honestly, I don't really see any complaints. I really do like this pricing for this figure. And the reason why I mentioned the pricing as well is because like some Japanese fans have also noticed how this figure is essentially cheaper than the Legion figure. For example, this user says, in broken translation, realizing again that the sale price of the Manatsu Legion is about 3 times that of Vice City Destroyer, and I'm trembling. Unbelievable. For real though, like, I'm not gonna let this go, guys. Why is that Mother Legion figure so fucking expensive? I don't get it. It shouldn't be that expensive, but it is somehow. But yeah, Vice City Destroyer though. That's a new one actually, bro. I freaking you can just imagine just Destroyer just pulling up in Vice City. So yeah, overall, Monster Arts over here giving us a decade-old mold and like repainting it, which honestly at this point I don't really see an issue with it, quite frankly, because the mold itself is really good. I love the Destroyer mold from the SH Monster Arts. I prefer it a lot, and the fact that they're finally, you know, re-releasing it and we don't have to rely on scalpers or other like prices for the figure and all that. And I'm definitely gonna get this figure. It's just, yeah, really awesome. All right, now we're gonna get down into the trenches of Hiya Toys. Now, before we take a look at the new reveals, let's take a quick look at some of their other figures that they showcased. So here we have the Battle Damage King Ghidorah figure. I don't own the first release of the King Ghidorah 1991 figure yet. However, this Battle Damage one, I don't know if I'll be getting it, I'll be honest. It's like, I feel like you'll have to be like a super fan of the film Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah from 1991 to really like buy this figure, I guess. I don't know. I really doubt that I'll be purchasing this figure, honestly. And then, of course, here we have the Godzilla 2000 with his dorsal plates looking a bit warped. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But I mean, you look at this picture here, and it's kind of, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't think Godzilla 2000's spine there is supposed to be warped like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, moving on, and then we have the heat ray version of Godzilla 1991 figure. I feel like there's a longer name than that, but I'm not gonna fucking say all that bullshit. Like, you know what version this is. And then next we have the new Scylla figure. Honestly, I am very excited for this figure. Apparently, from what I've heard, over there in China, they were able to get it early. So far I haven't seen it out here in the wild, but if I ever do see one, I will definitely be picking this up because I very much like the design of this monster. And yeah, it's just it's a freaking octopus spider crab thing. What more can you ask for? And then last we have some of the packaging for Kong, the new Empire version. We have the Beast Club version, and we have the one that's already been released. I have not found this version out in the wild yet. I'm trying to look for one online. I need to get this. This is like the peak design. This is like in my opinion the best MonsterVerse Kong figure. Like, yeah, we've had the Godzilla vs. Kong version. We obviously have the Skull Island version. This one, in my opinion, is like just the best version of Kong. I love this version, and I cannot wait for the Beast Club version of Kong. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be King Kong mania up in here, bro. It's gonna be awesome. All right, let's get to the new reveals. So now, going back to what I said in the beginning, I have kind of like in between with Hiya Toys. I mean, I won't lie, they have some good stuff here and there, and you know, I don't really have that much complaints about it. I mean hell, I own literally one Hiya Toys figure, and that's the Skullcrawler, and you know, I think that's a pretty good figure, you know. So I mean, hey, the fact that they're releasing these figures seems a bit promising, you know. So yeah, we're gonna get down to like the figures that I'm like really excited about, because I ain't gonna lie, I'm really excited for these. And we're gonna just start it off. Behemoth from Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019. Holy crap, this figure looks beautiful. Like, I get it, it's the prototype, like I get it, like we're not really getting too much out of it, but like still though, just looking at it, that looks amazing. That really does look amazing. And certain individuals, like I mentioned in the beginning, are very much sad that they're gonna have to go broke because people are going to be pre-ordering this figure, buying this figure, and not the 3D printed version of this figure. So yeah, L's in chat for them, chat. Everyone, just L's in chat for that. Anyway, we have Behemoth, and honestly, it looks amazing. Once again, the detail looks amazing. I really just don't really see that much complaints. I mean, obviously this is a prototype, so we can't really say too much about it. However, just visually looking at it, I see that and I say, hey, that looks like Behemoth from Godzilla King of the Monsters 2019. And honestly, I'm very much hyped for this. I get an unoriginal take here. Behemoth is one of my personal favorite monsters from, like, when it comes to original monsters for the Monsterverse. He is a really, really cool looking monster for the most part. And a lot of fans in the Monsterverse fandom very much appreciate this monster, and certain Godzilla fans as well. So it's honestly really nice to see that we're getting a fully articulated official Behemoth figure. Moving on to the next one here, we have Tiamat, which in my personal opinion is the most disappointing figure. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie, dude. Like, I get it, this is a prototype. Hopefully this is just like how it looks for right now. Maybe down the line they might change or update things. And considering how Hiya Toys is as a company, they are complete pushovers. They are pussies. They will take what the fans will tell them to do with the figures. I mean, did you not see what they did with the Kiryu Goji freaking figure? Yeah. So they will possibly do something with Tiamat if they have the if they can. Anyway, though, looking at this prototype, it looks like Tiamat. It looks good. It looks good. I just personally I don't know. I'll be honest. I never really hated. Also don't like it. I mean, I think it's a cool monster. I mean, I wouldn't say it's my favorite monster of all time. And I'll be honest, the reason why I'm kind of disappointed with this is because I was kind of hoping it to be a fully articulated figure. But I mean, I don't know. It kind of looks like it's gonna be just like wired tail. Like it's gonna be like a full-on wired figure. I mean, if you take a closer look at the arms, I feel like they're just gonna be there. They don't even articulate it. It looks like. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like there might be limits to Tiamat here. And before you guys come after me and say that Hiya Toys are limited to what they can do, fuck you. Because if they can make articulated necks for King Ghidorah, they can certainly make an articulated body for a serpent like Tiamat. Other than that, I believe for Tiamat fans out there, this is something that'll quench their thirst. Now, just like Behemoth, here is another figure I'm very much hyped for, and that is Scar King. Oh boy, we are finally getting the Scar King. Honestly, when it comes to Scar King, there isn't that much availability when it comes to representation and figure form with Scar King. I mean, yeah, we have the Playmates, yeah, we have the Premium Bandai Scar King, and we have obviously the SH Monster Arts Scar King. All three in which, I have to say, are very great representations of Scar King. Now, obviously, each of the three have their flaws, like all figures do, you know? Like, not every figure is going to represent the character, like, 100% well. But then we have Hiya Toys here, which, honestly, it looks very promising. And obviously, I've seen a lot of their skulls of the faces of all the monsters, specifically King Kong, obviously. He is represented very well when it comes to facial features of the character. And obviously, we have Scar King here, which, getting a closer look at the faces, it kind of looks like we have a growling and a smiling face. I don't know. Again, this is like angled in a very weird way. However, at the same time, you know, the faces look like Scar King. And just looking at this, just the stance alone, that is Scar King. And also another thing that we have to mention, it also comes with interchangeable hands. So it's just coming with a lot. Now, obviously, a lot of people, including myself, have noticed, where is the whip? Where is Scar King's iconic whip weapon? Yeah, where is it? They're most likely probably cooking it up in their factory over there in Hiya Toys. So at the moment, I think this is all we're going to get when it comes to the prototype. I mean, again, we all have to remember, it is under approval process. Once it's approved, they're probably going to step in and add in the whip and then post some images of that. Can't wait to see that. Honestly, I'm very much hyped to see the Scar King finally in Hiya Toys form. I'm very much hyped for this. I love the character in the movie, and I just love Scar King in general. The fact that they're finally making a Scar King figure is it's really awesome. Another figure, again, that I am hyped for, War Bat. Boys, we are getting a War Bat figure. This is so peak. Okay, I just want to say this real quick, all right? But the Playmates War Bat was ass. I honestly didn't like the pose. I didn't like how it was just all this. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I'll be honest. I wasn't a huge fan. And there isn't that much representation of War Bat in figure form. So the fact that Hiya Toys has finally made a freaking War Bat figure, this is awesome. And apparently, according to this, it is not based off of Godzilla versus Kong, but it's actually based off the one that appears in the New Empire. So, yay. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're all the same, like, color scheme, the same species, whatever. But still, it's really awesome that we're finally getting a War Bat figure. I'm honestly very hyped for this. And just again, these are just prototypes. This is just a prototype. So for all we know, they could update it a bit over time. And yeah, honestly, for the most part, this is honestly something I'm very much looking forward to. Next up here, we have a few other figures here from the line. We have the updated Kiryu Goji, aka the version from Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. Now, obviously, a lot of people, including this guy, especially this guy, has been whining and bitching about the fact that it's not accurate enough to the suit. I honestly, personally, didn't really see that much of an issue. Honestly, like I genuinely didn't see that much of an issue with the head sculpt. But like I said, Hiya Toys is a company that goes on their knees and sucks the living life out of all the Godzilla fans and the Monsterverse fans' cocks, because they are pushovers. Anyway, yeah, this is a very, very good-looking figure once again. I mean, again, I didn't really see that much of an issue with the first release. They didn't need to update the head. It looked fine. I don't get, like, I just don't get it, bro. Again, I mean, it's cool that they went out of the way to update it, I guess, but it's like, I don't know, man. They didn't really need to do that. They really didn't, but they did, and you know, this is the result of it. And next we have Burning Godzilla, and holy crap, is he fat? I mean, I look at this and it's just like, yeah, that looks like Burning Godzilla, just without the burning, really, because it's a prototype. So it's like you can't really tell what it is. But honestly, it does look pretty good. It looks promising. So I'm just gonna say this, all right? I'm just saying this right now. I feel like Hiya Toys is gonna release a second version of this. I have a suspicious feeling they're gonna do that. They're gonna make a, like, I don't know, a meltdown version where it's like they're gonna add some fog effects, and then maybe, just maybe, it's gonna be reflective. Like, it's gonna be a see-through plastic painted over with, you know, the black charcoal and the usual stuff with Godzilla's skin color. So yeah, that's what I'm guessing. So honestly, this is still a very much a good figure to add to the line of Hiya Toys' Godzilla figure line. And yeah, again, this is just really, really good. Now, the next one here isn't a Godzilla figure, but it is something that I wanted to include because, quite frankly, I'm very much excited for this new line that they've acquired, that Hiya Toys has acquired. And that is the Monster Hunter World line. And the first figure that they have created to start the new line is Nergigante, or as I like to pronounce it, Nergigante. This monster in particular, and I have seen this guy in action in the game, as well as images and stuff, and he is honestly a very cool looking monster. Now, quite frankly, like, again, I'm not that too in depth with the Monster Hunter world. However, I do very much like the design of this monster, and judging by the wings, it looks like it's going to be a wired wing similar to the King Ghidorah wings from 1991. So it looks very promising. It looks really cool. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, they make a Devil Joe figure, because that would be awesome. However, at the same time, for the most part, for a figure that'll start off the line of Monster Hunter World figures, this is a great way to start, personally, in my opinion. And once it's released, and if I ever come across it in the wild, I may buy this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the last figure that I'm very hyped for. And that is the Godzilla Final Wars Monster X figure. Holy crap. Yeah, there isn't too much to say other than that, because it does look very, very good. Now, obviously, this is the prototype version of the figure, obviously. And just visually looking at it, it looks really, really good. I'd say that it captures the look of Monster X perfectly. Now, I feel like there's a lot of people going to be asking this question. You know, how does this hold up with the SH Monster Arts Monster X? Honestly, they both hold up really good. I own a Monster X figure from SH Monster Arts. I very much love that version of the character itself. And seeing Hiya Toys' take on Monster X, I very much also love this take of Monster X. Like, I'll be honest, I'm not one of those guys that nitpicks constantly, or like one of those grifters that says that, you know, this company is better than this company, because I think, in my personal opinion, both companies have some very sketchy practices and are very much, you know, different companies, corporations that just don't really care about the consumer. But that's a huge rabbit hole that I do not want to get into. The point is, both interpretations of the character look great, and obviously this figure looks very promising. Again, like, I can't really add too much to this other than it looks promising. However, I will say this: I have a suspicious feeling that there's gonna be a second version of this. Like, again, it's just a weird thing, because Hiya Toys has been doing this, and the fact that some Godzilla fans out there, some Monsterverse Hiya Toys shill people out there, have not noticed it ever since they announced the Heat Ray version of Evolved Godzilla. It's like, no shit, they're gonna make a second version of that figure. And, you know, you see a bunch of people being upset about that. They're gonna make a second version of Monster X, hands down. They're gonna make, like, I don't know, like a decisive battle version. I don't know. They're gonna do a version of Monster X with, like, the beam effects and stuff like that. So, you know, yeah, that pretty much is what seals the deal. And honestly, again, I have to say this again, it looks promising. It really does look promising. And honestly, the whole, you know, the argument about, like, you know, this about this figure being better than SH Monster Arts, it's stupid, because they're both really good figures. They both represent Monster X perfectly, in my opinion. And I feel like the only thing you could say about SH Monster Arts is that, oh, this piece can fall off perfectly. Then stop fucking messing with your fucking toys then, guys. Holy shit, stop manhandling your figures like that. Like, if they're fucking, if they're NECA figures. I feel like that's why Hiya Toys exists now, because people can now freaking manhandle the fuck out of those figures and toss them around like a bunch of schizo-having apes, and just do whatever the fuck they want with it. I mean, SH Monster Arts has its place in the fandom, and you know, that's just how it is, man. Honestly, don't be like this hot glue ape throwing his shit on the wall, because this guy, he has some problems, allegedly. Anyway, guys and gals, that's gonna be it for this video. Leave it down in the comments down below. Which figure are you most hyped for? I think I've already mentioned already. I am hyped for the Hiya Toys Behemoth, Scar King, Warbat, Monster X. Those are the 4 figures I will definitely be trying to get. And then obviously the SH Monster Arts Destroyer. That's another figure I hopefully plan to get one day. So yeah, there's not really much else to add to this, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. And sayonara.